Alright, sounds good fucking finally. Alright. Hi guys. I don't know if the whole thing was muted or anything, but yeah, alright, cool. So yeah, this is Rise of the Triad. Sorry if you were looking forward to the original Rise of the Triad, but this is the remake. So yeah, it's still a pretty cool run. I'm running it at SGDQ. And this is a fun fact about this game. The other day, for the longest time in this version of the game, there was these arbitrary load screens in between levels, and it cost me a lot of time for that to be in the game, but I found out if you go into offline mode on Steam and run the game, it won't be an issue, and they're gone. So I'm gonna go ahead and count down, and we'll go ahead and start the run. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, so one big mechanic in this game that's actually intended is rocket jumping. So you'll be seeing that a lot. You'll be seeing it used in some places that it's like kind of intended, and some places where it's clearly not intended. We're gonna take a little shortcut here. Get over. The first few levels are pretty straightforward, but keep in mind this game is very, very poorly programmed, and so because of that, there's a lot of maps where we'll be doing things not as the developers intended. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of things in this game that can happen that are not developer intended, and sometimes I don't have any control about it, and sometimes sometimes that can be bad. So the main thing with this game is there's 3 types of weapons. There's bullet weapons, explosive weapons, and magic weapons. Bullet weapons have infinite ammo. We're not going to be using them very much. Mostly we'll be using explosive weapons. And I've been using the bazooka, but this right here is the split missile launcher. It fires 2 rockets, which means we will rocket jump twice as high. And there are a couple of other weapons we'll be using throughout the run for different reasons. But the bazooka and the split missile are basically going to be our primary rocket launching or rocket jumping tools until we get the drunk missile launcher later on in the game. And we have to kill these 3 guys with our knife to open this up. By the way, the knife just sometimes doesn't work. It's one of many things that should work properly and totally doesn't. We're going to take some shortcuts here with the rocket launcher. We have to use this split missile, otherwise we can't make it over invisible walls. Go straight to the exit. So yeah, normally, I'll explain it afterwards actually, this is kind of a lot to talk about. So this is the first level where we're going to go out of bounds. We need the split missile for it. And if we fail any of these rocket jumps, we have to restart the level. Which is unfortunate. Oh, that's one. That's not a big deal. I have an extra missile I can use for this. There we go. So now I just need to not miss any other rocket jumps. So we're out of bounds. Gonna align this carefully. There we go. And one more. And the main thing that sucks about out of bounds is there's a quick save and quick load function in this game, but it doesn't exactly work properly at times. And one of the side effects of it is, hold on, I missed my jump. It ate my input. One of the side effects is when I'm out of bounds, it's like impossible to get over certain areas because like it creates this fake collision that prevents you from going over certain things, which is kind of bad. So we have a quick save and quick load, but we're not going to be able to use it for certain things, which is really stupid, but it's because it's really badly programmed, like 90% of the things in this game. Also, I have not mentioned you yet, but Lorelai's going to talk a lot, and she's really annoying, so just ignore her. She also uses a lot of cuss words, so I hope that doesn't offend anybody. But yeah, this level's not really got any major glitches, just kind of getting through it fast. The first episode itself doesn't have a whole lot of glitches going on, but later on in the game it gets pretty bad. Alright, we're just going to get through here. So I'm going to get another split missile because it'll be useful for skipping part of this level. A quick launch right here. Oh, that's not good. So rocket launching isn't really well implemented in this game. Sometimes you'll just go random directions. Don't ask why. But it's like, it works sometimes. So this little area here, there's a rocket jump we could do, but it's kind of tricky, and if you bonk your head, you basically die. So we're going to be a little precautious here. Just take this a little bit slow. Alright, we're going to try and hit the switch. We're hitting it from the other side. Normally we're supposed to navigate a little more of this level to get to there, but we can hit it through that gate. There we go. We're just going to rocket jump across all that. That's pretty dope. Alright, and one other thing I want to mention is this game is absolutely hideous. That's only because I'm running it on low graphical settings just to get a higher frame rate. Alright. So this is the Flame Wall. This is a really cool weapon, but we only use it in this level. This is the first boss level of the game, Darien. It's pretty cool. The downside to boss levels, though, is that you can't quick save during them at all, whatsoever. So if you do screw up something, you have to do the entire fight over. Also, that guy was on fire and didn't die, because like I said, this game is really well programmed, and I'm dying from something? Hello? Alright, interesting. I have no idea what just killed me there, but cool. Like I said, good video game. It's not a big deal, though, because luckily we only died on the first phase, but I don't know what killed me, is the problem. So yeah, this gun is mainly being used for its secondary firing mode for this part of the boss fight. Just because it does the most damage out of what we have available. And we're just going to shoot the rest of it. We're going to open up the secret area for a weapon we need later on. This part of the boss fight is probably the most annoying. The chance of dying is the highest here. Because Darien shoots rockets at you that just do a okay. Neat. I got stuck on something. I don't know what I got stuck on. Cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And because I'm dead, I have to do this whole thing over again. I hope you guys like Rise of the Triad, because I know I fucking love this game. Oh boy. So if anyone is a fan of the original game, by the way, I did route some of it, but there's some levels that are really inconsistent in the original, and that's why I don't really run it. Whatever, though. It's like, I can't do anything about that. That was just unfortunate. Alright, I'm not dead this time, thank God. Because this part of the fight's actually easy, so... Now, General Darien here, he's a man with a mechanical arm that fires rockets, so we gotta be very cautious when we fight him. Try not to make him too angry, so if we just lure him over here, he's gonna come try and get us, and getting him in this room is gonna be pretty ideal. But he doesn't want to actually go into the room, so he's just gonna stand here and let us shoot him. What a guy. What's actually interesting, because the quick saving and quick loading is actually going to break parts of the game as well. Also, you saw me pick up this rocket launcher that you just saw, the drunk missile launcher. It's going to be very useful. It is what makes some of the later maps from this point, or some of the maps from this point on, ridiculously broken. Because you can do ridiculous rocket jumps with it. I can't remember who it was on SDA that found that out, but it's pretty much made the run significantly faster, but it also makes it significantly less fun. Alright. So yeah, that was the first boss level. Sorry that took so long, it's just... You know, things happen. I had no control over it. Whatever. So we're on episode 2 now. Episode 2 is where the game introduces real extensive use of the drunk missile, as I mentioned before. This one's a little bit tricky. There we go. So we're gonna go over here and go super out of bounds on this level. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Alright, and I didn't get the ideal jump there, so... I just do 5 rockets here. I'm gonna save here in case I screw this up. It's very easy to do that, because rocket jumping with this is extremely finicky. And we're gonna empty this out, because there's a really weird glitch with the drunk missile, where if you don't have an empty gun, or like relatively full ammo, for whatever reason, when you pick up a new one, it won't give you full ammo for it, which is really bizarre because no other gun does that. So yeah, one thing about going out of bounds in this game is areas of the level won't have certain triggers hit to load in parts of the level, so like everything kind of looks empty in here because we've bypassed a lot of triggers to load in assets. I did that too quickly. I really hope that's not going to be a problem. This is a little unfortunate. Actually, you know what? That's not a problem. I can just reload the quick save. I thought I hit a checkpoint. This isn't going very well. Oh well, I'm not too worried about it. This game's still cool. And you guys are still lovely people, so I don't care. Like, I should just expect this kind of thing to happen. One enemy's not dead. Wonderful. I also have a very generous estimate for this. Where is the one enemy who's not dead? Oh, there he is. Okay, he's hiding in the corner. That happens occasionally. I am going to be super safe from this point on, though, and not let that happen again. I'm actually going to quick save here, even though I really should. And for the record, I have been playing this game like every single fucking like time I've streamed. So this isn't a matter of me not having practice. This is just a matter of really silly shit happening. This game just kind of does things to you. Try to get this boost here. I'm just hoping that no other major issues happen. Alright. So one thing I haven't mentioned yet is at the end of the, or at the beginning of the level, you're supposed to wait for a prompt to say continue at the bottom of the screen, and then you hit that and it goes to the next level, but you can just click that general area and it sends you straight there because, again, this game was really well programmed. Now this level, casually, is by far one of the worst levels in the game. There's a lot of really awkward platforming you have to do, but thank the Lord somebody found a skip for it. Where we can just wedge ourselves through the door. That's pretty dank. And yeah, so this makes the worst level in the game non-existent, which is actually wonderful. One of the reasons, like, I was not interested in running this game originally when it came out was because of the room. Alright, so this level is got a really interesting use of quick saving and quick loading. It's not conventional whatsoever. Then again, this is coming from a game where you have weapons like this. So if we just quick save and quick load here, I'm gonna come up with this strategy for the rest of the level where I just walk through a wall. Apparently, when you quick save and quick load there, the collision to that door, and because of that, you skip a bunch of triggers that load in assets from this part. So we can just fall down here to the last room of the level and run through that door. Normally, we're supposed to hit a switch to get through there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, really well programmed game. And this is a pretty cool level here because if you somehow missed me using quick saving and quick loading to break the previous level, we're gonna do it here. Just quick save and quick load here. And normally you're supposed to get this trap in front of me to move so you can get to the next part of the level, but quick saving and quick loading activates it. Alright. So this I'm gonna be cautious with because I've died several times already and I'm not too comfortable with that. This is now a Fallout 3 run. You were not wrong. Alright, so we're gonna fall down here. I'm gonna save here because this jump into this doorway is kind of annoying and he just took my weapon. I kinda need that. I probably would be about it, but it's just easier to get through this part with it. My jump momentum just didn't exist there. That's cool. Again, really well programmed game. Alright. I'm literally moving forward. What the fuck does this game want me to do? Alright. So, apparently, I suck massive amounts of dick right now. There we go, we did it. Holy shit, that's not hard. Actually, it really isn't hard, it's just that jump is it's super awkward because you just barely fit through that doorway. Alright, I'm sorry about that, guys. This just hasn't been going very well. It's okay, though. Alright, I'm gonna save here in case I screw this jump up, because this has a tendency to not work like that. Because rocket jumping, again, just sometimes doesn't work. Again, you know, I'm just gonna do this the normal way, because this is getting frustrating. I don't know what to tell you guys. Oops, maybe? That's about all I can say. Okay, I don't need that. I'm not gonna bother. So yeah, this level for the longest time wasn't very broken. but a while ago somebody actually found a skip for this level other than the quick saving and quick loading thing at the beginning. We're supposed to get 2 different keys to hit 2 different switches in order to get to the last part of this level, but you only need 1. Which is kind of interesting. And you'll see what happens, what I mean by that. So we picked up the silver key because it's easier to get than the gold key. The gold key requires some really weird stuff. Also, Shrooms mode makes moving really, really hard. I'm just gonna rapidly hit this one switch, and boom, our exit lever is right there. It's pretty cool stuff.
I do bad things to bad.
Alrighty. He just threw me, what a guy. Alright, so this next boss is really, like, theoretically the easiest boss in the game, but sometimes he doesn't work. So, with Christ, you're supposed to get him to shoot his 3 shield generators. Sometimes they just won't register the shot he's firing at them, because he has to be the one that shoots them. And it's also the first instance where we're going to see the firebomb. This weapon is super broken. Alright, he missed his first shot, that's great. He missed the second one, nice. He's not even attempting to aim the third one. So this is unfortunately because he missed more than 2 shots, he's gonna have to reach... He's missed 4 of them. He has missed every single shot right now. What a good fucking game, seriously. I love this kind of shit. Alright, he finally hit the first one. He missed that one, that's great. He missed that one. Cool. Again, nothing I can do about this. Even if I'm standing still, if it hits me, it doesn't hit the thing. Alright, he hit that one. Thank the Lord. That's not good. I need to pick up that. Alright, so this is the nuke. It does a lot of damage, as you can see. That's just, again, more stuff. I really don't have any control over that. He just sometimes doesn't hit. There you go, the boss is dead.
No time for you.
Sorry about this, guys. Like I said, there's nothing I can do about some of these things happening. I've practiced a lot and gotten consistently, like, within 27 minutes, and just, these are things that don't really happen frequently. So now we're on episode 3, which introduces robots to the game. And, yeah, we're gonna... Okay, so first off, this map has a really annoying thing that can happen. In this hallway, if there's a point where the room will shake, like that, if you don't quick save and quick load, Lorelei dies for literally no reason. I don't know why. It was a glitch that happened randomly in older versions of the game, and it happens every time in the current patch. The current stable build, which is the version you will get if you buy the game now. Alright, so this room is a little bit scary. A lot of things can go wrong here. So I'm going to play it super carefully. And there's a strat I could do that involves me rocket hovering across this pit of spikes. I'm not going to do that, though, because it's very inconsistent. And with how this run's gone, you don't want to try anything new, to be honest. Alright, so we're gonna get that silver key and destroy this sub-boss. That's not what I wanted. Should have killed him in 2 hits. I don't know why I did 3. Alright, so that level's over. Alright, so we're going on to the next one. This one is fairly straightforward. There is one major glitch at the end of the level that's pretty cool. But we're gonna do a little rocket jump here and get the key. It just saves a little bit of time there, like most rocket jumps do. And this room is got some interesting use of the knife, because the knife locks onto enemies and just glides you towards them, so you can just get across there quicker doing that. There is a really bizarre thing that can happen with knives, by the way, where you can just kind of get stuck for a second if you run into like a wall or something. Alright, so I missed that last jump, unfortunately, because that platforming is really bad. So I'm just going to take a shortcut here to use a secret area to get to this. Also, I'm saving here because I have had very rare instances where I die here because the over-patrol, the guys that throw nets at me, have just comboed me to death, and other enemies shoot me, so I'm playing super safe now. So we're going to do a rocket jump here as well. This hits this jump pad. Normally you're supposed to rearrange a certain set of switches to do that, but it's just a little faster to do that. We're going to rocket jump here to save a little bit of time. I screwed up though, but luckily there is a jump pad right there. So neat. Also, I want to give a shout out to Big Jim. He's kind of the guy that has the world record in this game and found a lot of cool stuff and basically is responsible for the current route, but he doesn't speedrun anymore. And he's like never gonna submit this to a marathon, so I just game because I used to run it back in the day. It's a cool run, so I figured I'd show it off. Alright, and this is the cool little glitch with quick saving and quick loading here. Alright, so this next level is called Dead in 5 Seconds. That's not accurate, you can actually die in 2. Actually 3, but yeah, that's why it's called Dead in 5 Seconds. This level has a really interesting out-of-bounds sequence, but it's kind of picky, so hopefully my practice with it pays off, like it has for the rest of this game. There we go, that's perfect. Alright, so now we're out of bounds, everything's missing textures. I'm gonna save here in case I miss this jump because it's a little bit difficult. There we go. This goes straight to the end of the level. Alright, so this next level has another really cool out of bounds. It also introduces some cool power-ups to the game that we haven't really used yet. Casually, this is actually a really fun level, but fun fact, in the original 1.0 version of this game, there are jump pads in this level that don't work properly, so you couldn't finish the level. Because again, really well-programmed video game. I say all this shit, but it's like, if the glitches and like the bad programming didn't exist, this game would actually be really fun, because the level design's pretty neat. Alright, so we're gonna swim in this river of blood. This is the only instance that we're going to ever see swimming in this game, thank God, because it's not very good. Alright, so now we're done swimming in the ketchup. That's what it is, we're in a ketchup cave.
I'm flying!
Where they harvest ketchup to make things like tomatoes. And yeah, now that we've done that, we have a flying mode, and now we're gonna turn into a dog. And with that flying dog ability, we're going to go out of bounds. How many games do you play right now that allow you to fly out of bounds as a dog? Or even let you play as a flying dog, for that matter. Come on, let's be real here, guys. This is truly the game experience you've always wanted. It's actually interesting that power-ups can stack like this, because in the original Rise of the Triad, you could only use one at a time. Alright, so that was that level. Pretty cool stuff. Now we're going on to what might be the actual worst boss fight in the game. So with how this run has gone so far, this is making me a little nervous, because this boss fight is just awful. We're going to try and do a strat to get him in a position so he can't really damage us, but it depends entirely on if a jump pad in the map actually works the way it's supposed to. So this should be fun. This is enemy. Fun fact, in the original Rise of the Triad, this boss is like legitimately broken and requires a few strokes of luck to actually beat. Alright, so we made it up here, that's good. So we're gonna play this a little bit safe. And now that he's stuck in this corner, he can't hit us with his missiles. The biggest problem with this boss is, if he's anywhere in the map besides there, when he's firing off missiles like that, they all home in on you and you basically die if you're not careful. And there's not a whole lot you can do. This boss fight's just really, really annoying. If you didn't know about the nukes on this map, this boss is almost impossible. That's right, it wouldn't be true to the original Rise of the Triad if he wasn't. Alright, so now we're on to Episode 4, which introduces monks and magic weapons. And Episode 4, the reason we have a missile, our drunk missile, with 40 missiles is because we need all 40 missiles to skip this level and then do a bunch of skips for this level and the next one, but the skips are pretty difficult. So I'm gonna have to be a little careful here. Uh-oh, I used 3. I don't want to use 3 there. Usually you can get it with 2, but this is one of the trickiest jumps in the game. I'm gonna save here in case I screw this up. Aw. Alright, so that's enough. So we're basically gonna go straight to the last room on this map. It just sucks because like the skips are really cool, but the mechanics in this game are so bad. Like, it makes grinding this game very unenjoyable at times. Alright, so now that we have done that, we need the rest of our drunk missiles to skip pretty much everything in this level as well. So we're gonna go out of bounds in this window. I like to call that the window of opportunity. Alright, I used a little more there, but I still have enough to finish the level. So we're gonna try this strat once. Hopefully we get it, because if we don't do this, this level's gonna be a lot slower. Alright, so that's cool. I'm gonna save here, just in case. This part used to be pretty tricky, but I found an easy way to do it. So let's just go right to that window, because if we screwed up any part of this, we'd have to do the slower route for this level. Because again, there's random invisible collision that exists when you quick save and quick load out of bounds. And it doesn't go a long time. So yeah, Rocky started at the beginning of this run, but it's going a little better now, which is nice. Alright, so this is the Dark Staff. This weapon is ridiculously broken. And we're gonna pick up a bazooka here to do a little rocket jump to get a nice little power up. That's going to make the rest of this level a lot easier. Which is dog mode, because if you missed dog mode earlier, now we get to see it in its purest form. We're actually running around as a dog, which makes us faster, lets us home in on enemies with this biting attack, and it also makes us invulnerable. Because, you know, as you know, turning into a dog makes you invincible. Because, fun fact, dogs are actually bulletproof. At least they are in the universe of Rise of the Triad. So it must be real. Also, I don't know if anyone's caught on to these, like, checkpoint names that exist in the game, but they're all really bad puns. Alright, so this level is just kind of... There's no real major skips to it, just use dog mode to get through everything. And that gold key's at the very beginning, but you can't actually get to it until you get to the other side. There's an invisible wall there, and if you try to get to the gold key with, like, a rocket jump or whatever, the game just gives you a message saying, it's not that easy, bud. So good on the developers for that. Alright, so now we're going on to the most annoying level in the game, because there's 2 really iffy jumps we have to do here. Let's try to do the first one here. And you can only do them with the drunk missile, because it's the only weapon that gives you enough height. So that first one went well. It's the second one that's kind of awful. Also, I got thrown in that while I was trying to do a rocket jump. That's cute. But the problem with this jump is that its setup is not very consistent. It works, but it's very imprecise at times. And we got it first try. That's... fuck me, dude! I got it first try and then immediately missed that jump. That's just rich. Alright, cool. Let's try it again. Let's hopefully get it somewhat fast. Alright. That's not gonna do it. And this is the part where the run just falls apart. This is literally where this is the choking point, really. If I'm on a good pace, this is where every single one of my good runs goes to die. It's just this jump. There we go. Okay, I'm not fucking doing this again. Why is it not boosting me enough? Come on. Come on, game. Let's try this again. There we go. Alright, no boo-boos. We fucking did it. Alright, that jump is awful. So, now that we've done this, we have one last mini-boss to get to before we go to the final level, which is the last boss of the game, also known as El Oscuro. There's apparently collision there. That's cool. That is really cool, actually. So now I have to do this again. Nice. That was a thing that just happened. This is a thing that's going to continue to happen. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm trying. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's try this with less dying and more kicking LZ's ass. Alright, cool. I used one more nuke than I wanted to. You can normally kill him in 4, but some damage didn't register there. Now this is the final boss of the game. The main reason we have the Dark Staff is for this boss alone. And the worst part about this run is that it is hardware dependent because the amount of damage your Dark Staff does is dependent upon your frame rate. So if you have a higher frame rate, you'll do more damage overall with the Dark Staff. Which is really lame. But if you try to run this at a lower frame rate, it just isn't nearly as playable. Not that that's saying much, because this game is really unplayable. So yeah, now we're in the last phase of this fight. We're gonna show Alistair is gonna show us his true form. Alright, and this boss fight can be a bit rough sometimes because he has an attack where he throws his little larvas at us and it does a stupid amount of damage. Alright, I should have enough of the Dark Staff to kill him. Alright, there we go, time. Sorry, I should have called that. But yeah, that was Res that Triad. That was a really bad run. I'm sorry, but you know, things happen. You know, there was a lot of stuff I really can't explain because I have been playing this game like a lot, and just everything bad that could have happened did. It's a cool game, really shitty at times, but shoutouts to what is his name? Dave Oshry, who's the producer for this game, because even if it's not very good, he's still a pretty cool dude. And also shoutouts to Andrew Hutschall, who made the soundtrack for this game, which is basically the saving grace of the game. So yeah, it was pretty bad, but whatever, we had fun. I had fun. I don't know about you guys. I fired shots, though. But I'm going to be doing Resident Evil next, so I'll let the restreamer handle that.